welcome to another episode of those 1878 United Fan Zone. Great win for Manchester United. Disappointing performance, but nevertheless, it's still a victory. Moves us up to 12 points. Moving up that table, Mikey. How are you feeling about the win? And we'll get into the headlines in a minute, but how are you feeling into that win?
Yeah, like you nailed it. Bad performance. Very, very weird. It is a very boring game. Very hard to watch, especially the first half. But yeah, we got the win. That's what's important. 3 points, and we get a chance to probably climb into the top half. Maybe if we had lost that game, we'd have probably been 8 or 9 points off, and it just wouldn't happen off of 10th. So that kept us alive for probably getting like 9th or something.
Yeah, no, it's I always say it like for the teams that win the league, those are the sort of games you need to win the league. For us this year, those are the games you need to win. You know, you fight until the end, get a 1-0 win. Those are what is going to get us in the top half of the league this year.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. But you know, I've seen plenty of teams like Leicester that be up there, and then the next season they're down here. Let's just hope and pray that we're down here this year and we're up there next year. With that being said, who was was there any standout players for you in the game? I want to touch on a little bit on the game first before we move into the headlines, but because we haven't really done that on the show yet. So anyone that stand out for you?
I thought Ahmad was lively. Collier, he's very lively. He has energy. It's nice to see the legs in the midfield. I thought he was pretty good, and then the clearance, of course, was perfect. I thought the defense was good, was decent. They put out a lot of fires.
Mm-hmm.
A few things was done. They kind of got through to us a little easier than I would like to have, but they put out the fires when needed. And nobody like killed the game for me. Right, that Martinez shot, perfect. Yeah,
Trying something new. Going with a little 𝗕𝗓𝙁𝙍𝙀.
Yeah, but Martinez shot. I'm a firm believer of if you got to take him to make him.
Mm-hmm.
So 100%. I think just for that alone, they appreciate that. But nobody just stood out to me except for Collier, was definitely energetic and lively, and it's just good to see that kind of pace in the midfield because it's gone. Everybody's pretty slow that plays for us. I think Ugarte has a little bit of pace, but that's about it.
Yeah, he's not that kind of guy that sits there. And he kind of gets around a little more than Ugarte. Ugarte's more of that guy that he's just protecting the box. Got more not so much pace, but he's got that physicality that Collier doesn't have. So it's nice to have that swap and change. Now that being said, for me though, it's if Collier is ready to come up, there's got to be some other guys ready to come up. Would you not think?
Yeah,
I'm not saying as good as Collier and but integrate them like you have Collier. There's got to be some people because Amorim pointed it to it in his press conference. We lack speed up top, and you're telling me there isn't a fast young kid that could have come in and maybe nicked a goal during that game? It seems like Rashford he's done, absolutely done. When you get compared to a 67-year-old goalkeeping coach, it's game over for you at Manchester United. And that's whether you stay this after this window or not. Your time's numbered. You're going in the summer. So for me, there's got to be someone in there that's good enough to come in and do a job. So it's kind of disappointment that they're not coming up with that so far. I'm not saying maybe Obi Martin, but there's got to be somebody in there. Would you not think?
Yeah. I mean, I gotta trust in Amorim on this one because he's seeing them way more than I am. Right, I'm hardly watching the youth team, so I'm gotta trust him with this one. Only because he thought he made the decision to bring in Collier when he could have went back for He could have went back for a Casemiro. He could have went back and tried or changed his formation to favor the midfield. He didn't do any of those things. He went for a youth player that he thought was ready for it. So he had to have seen all these guys at least at this point. So I'll trust him there because once again,
I think there's somebody in the chat that might be able to help us with that, though.
I mean, it'd be nice if he comes on the show, but the guy got something against us apparently. Collyhurst Road got the legs and physicality, kept it nice and tidy on the ball. Yes, he did. He set some kind of record for like passing, the amount of passing or whatnot. I like how the records come out with the stats. I think it was like 94, 96% pass rate or something like that. Either way, he's doing a great job. You gotta love when the young guys are coming through. That's what we're all about here. That's what this club was about before I was here, before you were here. They're always bringing up young guys. It's good to see the tradition is alive and well. So, hopefully I would, me personally, I would like to see Obi come in and at least get some burn. Give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes to burn. I mean, how much worse could he be than Rasmus Højlund?
Yeah. No, he can't be any worse. And that's what, like, for Benedito, is there somebody out there that, because you're more well-versed in the youth academy than us, is there someone that you see that could be ready to come up, have a 15, 10-minute game, make a statement? Because that's how Rashford made his name. That's how Welbeck made their names. They all came up and made their name, in their debuts pretty much. So there's got to be someone. I think someone's ready to come up and, give us 10, 15 minutes at the end of a game. Moving on for the game, though, because I want to kind of move into kind of more news. It looks like it's decision time. It looks like there's a possibility that I know he wants to go to Bayern, but there's a possibility that Nkunku could be coming on loan. And also Cunha. I don't believe Cunha is going to leave due to the injuries that Wolves have just sustained. But the Nkunku looks more like a striker deal. That it could happen.
Yeah, I don't want that. That's what is up with Man United. I thought Wheatley, but he's gone on loan. Yeah, I thought Wheatley was up next too. Also that center back they just got, the young guy, big, like I think he's African, big dude. I thought he was gonna be up too as well. But that's why we need you here, Mike, man. I don't remember all these kids' names. Come on now. I got kids of my own. But anywho, yeah, I don't like Nkunku's injury record, and I don't know why we're so enamored with bringing in Chelsea players that are hurt and they want money. And it's like, this guy has played a handful of games. He doesn't really score for them like that. He had a little bit of scoring. It's light. I don't understand I know we need a striker, and I know maybe that's better than nothing. But if he's not gonna play, if he's gonna be Mason Mount, what are we doing? No offense to Mason Mount. And no offense to anybody that gets hurt. Nobody. I get that injuries are part of the game, so I never want to slag off anybody that's getting hurt. I don't respect that, but we also have to think about our team. And some guys are just injury prone. Like, you got guys like Bruno, and then you got guys like Harry Maguire, and then you got guys like Martial. And you got everything in between those things. And I think he's more trending towards a Martial type. Just probably good, probably could do something for the team, but like one knock. Gone for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's saying Harry Amass as wing back. I would like to see that. The guy we're going and reportedly spending 30-something million on, I watched at the weekend and I wasn't convinced. Now, I know it's their first game and they were playing Inter Milan, and Inter Milan, we all know right now, is not exactly a great team, and he got burnt quite a bit in that game, and I was not impressed. So he looked slow and sluggish, and Amorim must see something in him, and they must see something in him. But I'm a little worried that this guy is not ready for the Premier League, and spending that amount of money when we don't have it, when we could be bringing in somebody who's doing phenomenally well in the in the Champions League. For half the price, and then using Harry Amass as a backup. So I'm a little concerned with that because honestly, dude, I was not impressed with him against Inter Milan at the weekend. Not at all.
the thing is that if the price was lower, I wouldn't care,
Yeah.
right? If the price was, but the price has been the same. The thing is, I think when there's allure from other teams, people
Yeah.
want to chime in and see what's going on here. So clearly, there's a player there, right? There's a
Oh,
player.
absolutely.
I haven't seen enough of him because I'm not gonna, pretend like I'm watching Lecce at all. I'm not.
Yeah.
So clearly, there's a player there, and I'd have to give him a few games to really assess what's going on with him. But yeah, 30 million is a crazy amount for to spend in the wintertime. It's nuts. And I don't know how much. I don't know what the money situation is looking like because we're still waiting to see. We really need a Rashford to go. We needed that Rashford deal to happen, so now we can okay, we'll get this, we'll get this, we'll have an abundance and maybe some loan players, but 30 million is a lot to ask for up front. But like I said, I've been maintaining this disposition for the last few weeks. It's like people want money, they want to come for money.
Yeah.
Real Betis could afford to do a deal like that and then pay the 84 because they need somebody and Anthony might work out with the pace that he has. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But we can't panic buy like that. We have to take time and do things a little different. Do I rate Alvaro Fernandez? Yeah, I rated him before he left. I didn't understand why he wasn't getting any burn, but I get it. It was Ten Hag. Ten Hag wasn't the guy to give anybody burn. Ten Hag didn't like any of our players that played out wide. So I
Yeah.
don't know what his deal is.
Well, yeah. If you look, he wouldn't give Ahmed a shot. So I'm trusting that he could come back and do a job, and he's doing it in the Champions League too. So he's doing it against some big teams right now. And again, we saw at the weekend. I'm glad that he swapped 𝙈𝙊𝙍 and swapped him to the right. But by doing that, it kind of showed me that I don't think, again, 𝙈𝙊𝙍 doesn't fit this team. He's got to be extremely tired or he does not fit this team because, again, on the right-hand side, in the past couple of years, we've seen him go down the right, cross the ball in, but he just doesn't do it. And for me, that I don't think it's a fitness thing. I think he's scared to get back and doesn't know how to play the system. So that's concerning for me.
I think he might be tired. I think he looks leggy. He looks sluggish. He doesn't like he'll have pace for the first few maybe 20 or 30 minutes of the game. Like I saw him run back for it to get a ball and like he just looks second to it. Like since from 30 minutes on, he just looks second best to everything. And I think he just might be tired. I don't think Dallow's a bad player. I think there's a player there, but for him to maintain the width on the pitch, and he's asked to do a lot.
He is.
And I don't think he's not used to this. He's not used to it at all. So he's one of those guys is either he's going to sink or swim with the program. But I definitely think there's a player in there that can adapt if he can find his way. And but he's getting a lot of chances, bro. You're getting a lot of chances. Like you gotta take advantage of them while you can, and you haven't really been doing that. So I don't know. I hope he does because it's looking real. It's not looking good for us at that position. It's not going to look good until summertime.
Fernandez is like a young Alonso, but a better driver. I'm going to assume that's a better driver. Better. Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm not understanding why we're not going for him, considering how cash strapped we are. That's 15 million we could use towards maybe getting another loan as a striker. You know what I mean? And and it's only towards the end of the season. So if you buy him back and he doesn't play well, just sell him again, or give him more time. But he plays well in that position. I'm just not understanding the mindset of Manchester United why you want to go and buy a guy that's, for me, unproven. Because he only plays for Lecce against a guy that knows the ins and outs of Old Trafford already and cost half the price. So it's just confusing to me. But nothing confuses me anymore with Sir Jim. And that brings me on to the Sir Jim backlash. Did you see it? Do you see the video yet?
No, I haven't seen it. Bring me up to speed.
So he was in his car and I believe it was two fans went up to his car and were, saying basically that you're worse than the Glazers, and he kind of got it wrong and kind of was he thought they were asking for a autograph. He put his window down and they kind of just gave him some abuse. So the fans gave him some crap.
Okay, good job, great job. Keep the
Yeah.
pressure on him.
Yeah.
Keep the pressure on him. I mean, he hasn't. They haven't done anything yet. Now, maybe you shouldn't abuse the owner, but I'm all for abusing billionaires, man. Sorry.
Well, yeah, they need to be held accountable. I did say it last week. I did respect that they came out and let us know that they were cash strapped, and at least they were being honest, considering the Glazers never did that. So you got to give them credit for that.
Real quick, I want to give them credit for the deal that they did with Anthony. That was a very solid deal that make 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀 pay 84% of that wage bill, and then if he does perform, we could possibly even get profit out of the deal.
Yeah.
A deal that was 95 million pound, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could get profit off of that deal if they commit to it and take on the rest of it. That was 1 point to the Ineos for that. That was amazing. Whoever, 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝙍, you're doing your damn thing, I will say.
The only thing I would have liked to have seen with that deal, though, is
you just text me the video.
yeah, the only thing I would have liked to have seen with that deal would have been a loan to buy, like obligation to buy.
Yeah, but they're not dumb. They know who they have here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it's a good way because like shouts to Anthony, because I will say the guy knows he's self-aware. He's self-aware, and he played into it, did the little stupid spin thing or whatever.
He did his fidget spinner, yeah.
I think that's a good little thing for 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀. Like, they signed a player that's like a meme.
Mhm.
So like, if he performs, hey, look what we did. Look what we got. And he's still pretty young. So hopefully he goes there, and like, La Liga isn't the best league in the world, so he should be able to perform, but we'll get to see now. Because there's a steep difference between Ajax, Man United, and 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀.
Yeah. No, I wish him well. I do. I going there and doing, no one's in the stadium and you're doing your fidget spinner. I thought it was a little embarrassing, to be honest with you, but that's just me. He knows how to sell himself, I guess. But the good news is he won't be on our right wing anytime soon. So that's some good news.
Hey man, you gotta learn to laugh at yourself.
Yeah. For me though, I'm gonna bring it up. We haven't spoke on it in a little while. I think Rashford goes by Monday. I think somebody comes in for him last minute, and we end up we'll end up either giving him away ridiculously cheap, or it will be a loan deal we'll end up paying 75% of his wages. But somebody will get Rashford by Monday. I am confident someone's going to get Rashford by Monday. Which then, with the news today that Napoli is back in for Garnacho, and that looks a real strong possibility that Garnacho leaves now to Napoli because he's giving priority to Napoli over Chelsea. We don't have anybody up front.
I think it's a bad business to even. Garnacho can't leave. He has to stay till the summer. We'll deal with that in the summer. Leaving now, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I think it would. The only reason he's leaving is to balance the books before May. It's pretty, because you got the end of the year business comes around May time, so I think that's just balancing the books for FFRP. But for me, if we lose Rashford, we lost Anthony, we lose Garnacho, and we get an injury-prone Nkunku, and we have two strikers that can't score. I believe Martinez has just as many goals, if not more goals, than Rasmus Højlund this year.
You have to. The thing is like, if you can't get rid of Rashford, you have to play him if you do get rid of Garnacho, because you don't have the reserves now. And it's like,
well, I think he's still going to stick to it, though. I don't think he's going to play him.
Okay. All right. Well, You can't break any TVs because now you don't have wingers. You don't have
Mhm.
anybody to play on that side. You don't have anybody to play out wide. You're doing selling Garnacho right now is just not it's not good for our squad management. It's
No.
probably good for the books. 100% great for the books. 100% great for get 60 million pure profit. 100%.
He
But
goes up to like 120, I believe. It's something to do with the FFRP. That because he's homegrown, we get like 120 instead of 60.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. But who do you put up there now? And we're already struggling to score goals. One of our more livelier players, one of our more a guy that can get a goal. He's been proven to get goals. He was having a decent season scoring in the beginning. Like
Who's
people
that?
forget about Garnacho. He's going
Yeah.
cold. He's going cold right now. But and he's has to learn how to play the game. He's also 20 years old. So I don't know. Garnacho leaving, no, really puts our team at a disadvantage unless they plan to bring some youth we aren't awareness of. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I gotta read it as I see it, though. I'm sorry, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, bro. It's just not. It's not good management. It's not good team management right now. But I
Yeah.
get it. The money is there. The money is there, so go get it. But who do you put up there? Is
I
that
would
youth?
only let Garnacho go if Osman comes the other way. That's the only way I would let Garnacho go. Is if Osman comes the other way. Because then you could possibly put, okay, he's not scoring, but you could put Rasmus Højlund as a 10 instead of a striker, which I think would do pretty well with his speed, and he doesn't have to worry about holding that ball up because he's going to play a little deeper at the halfway line. I think he would play better as a 10. Like, it can't be any worse. Dude, he can't be any worse than what he is now as our main striker, right?
I don't think he's a 10 though. I think he lacks the technical ability to get the ball forward in any kind of creative way.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that ability. I think he's a straight up and down, get the ball to my feet, turn and score, wrestle kind of tough man, target man striker. I don't think he's a play it around the guy, break lines 10,
Yeah.
or even playing it deep and spraying it over the back line type of guy. His passes they never look clear. They never look clean. He doesn't look like he has attention when he's on the ball. He's more like a moments player. Like, what's going on now? What's going on now? He's not seeing it 2 and 3 steps ahead like how
Yeah.
a Bruno might. Or even Xerxes. Xerxes will spray a ball left and right, and
Yeah.
you'll be like, "Where that?" It was a ball that went, and I was like, "Where the hell is it going to?" And then you can't see the whole pitch on your TV, so it comes down. I'm like, "Oh my god, what a ball!" And it's like we don't have that up top. Granted, he's not asked to do that. He's a striker, but there's some guys that can. They can get people involved with their play. I've always said this. I said this to what's his name back in the day about being a striker. I said being a striker is more than just scoring goals. Goals are not always going to come. This is a game that is hard to get goals, not basketball where you're going to score 60 and 70 points. It's not going to happen. You have to be okay with providing, like Gabriel Jesus does it. He does a good job of it. He doesn't score a lot of goals. He's not a prolific goal scorer in the Premier League, but he does everything else really good. And he fights. He does the fighting thing too, like what Rasmus likes to do. So I don't know if the 10 will be good, but I give him a chance. I don't know. I don't know if Osterman he has to want to come here. And I don't see Osterman being like, yeah, that's fine. I won't play Champions League next season.
Yeah. Well, he's only on loan right now for Galatasaray, so he's got to go to Napoli.
And
And he
they in
does.
the Champions League?
What's that?
Are they in the Champions League?
Galatasaray, they probably will be, but they have to. They have the but he's on loan. They'd have to sign him, and can they
Are they in the
afford him
Champions
for
League
60?
now?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I can only watch the Champions League. I can't. I don't get a chance to watch it as much as I like to. So I don't remember them being in it. If y'all can help me out, let me know if Galatasaray is in the Champions League. But look, they're potentially in it. They're. Come on, that league is It's a 3-team league. So yeah, why wouldn't they be? But I'm saying that to say, yeah, he'll go to Galatasaray because he's going to get
No,
that
they're
kind of
not.
football. Oh, they're not.
Huh.
Oh, so are they in there? Are they in
They're in Europa with us.
Europa? Okay, cool. You get Europa.
Yeah.
He got something. There's a chance we won't get any of that next season.
Yeah, I still think there's a possibility we can get Europa if we can go on a good run of form. But that's if we lose Garnacho and Rashford, there's no chance we make Europe. Not a chance in hell. For me, losing Rashford is no different than what we got right now because he ain't playing, and I don't see him playing in the near future unless he changes his attitude, which is concerning to me because who else wants to buy him if he doesn't have the right attitude at Manchester United? Who's going to buy a player that doesn't have the right attitude? Because then
I don't think it's an attitude thing. He just wants money. He wants the deal that he's going to get. He's not getting that. It's not happening. Wherever he's going to go, he wants that money. He's even talking about taking a pay cut.
No, what I'm saying, yeah, but who's going to sign him with that attitude? It's all well and good signing a player on loan compared to signing a player for, say, 40 million that doesn't have a good attitude.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't touch the attitude thing because, like, I don't know these guys. I don't know.
When I say attitude, I'm only going off what Amorim's saying. He said in his press conference he doesn't have the right attitude.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because he snubbed Amorim in the beginning, it's like, oh, you gonna snub us? Go. Like, you don't want to be here? Don't be here.
Yeah, but Garnacho had the problem too, and he still turned it around and put his head.
Did Garnacho say, "Hey, I'd like to leave and find a new challenge"?
We don't know that.
I'm saying, did he say that?
No, he didn't come out and say it.
We know Rashford said that. That would be enough. If I'm Amorim, that's enough for me to say, okay, stand on that and go about your business.
Yeah.
But like, Garnacho stayed in. He kept his mouth quiet. Like, he might have not been happy, but he kept his mouth quiet and he kept going. So, once again, Rashford needs to come off this. I deserve. You're an older player now. You're not going to get 300 bags. You probably won't get 150 where you're going. You probably get 100, 120K. Take the cut and make it easier for a team and be attractive and earn that last contract. You could earn that last contract.
Yeah. So,
but you know.
Yeah, and I think Osman having that ability to come in and I honestly believe if we have Osman coming in and we can get a left wing back and a striker, there's no doubt that I think 100% we make Europe. I think we make Europa League if we can get those two players in. I'm just worried with the Nkunku deal though because Nkunku's just injured so much.
Yeah, when they signed him the first time, I was like, oh, this guy's he's a baller.
He was a baller. You're not wrong.
I thought he'd be showing out, but this game, this Premier League is not for the weak-hearted, man. And I don't mean that to say he's weak. I'm just saying it's rough. It's a lot of games. You're gonna be in a lot of competitions. You're gonna be playing in rough places and cold, everything. Like, he's used to it. He came from Leipzig?
Yeah.
He was at Leipzig. He's used to it, but this level of competition is different. I will say that. So, some guys can stand it, some can't. Let me read some comments real quick.
Yep.
Garnacho leaving. Okay, I read that. Casey, my guy, what's good, Bandito? All money ain't good money. That's true. I would sell Højlund before Garnacho, but no one wants Højlund. Sanjeev, I swear, you just come on and just say whatever you
should see him in the pub, dude. He just comes up with so much shit.
He just says whatever your boy Anthony's gone. How you feel about that, Sanjeev? He's gone.
He's happy about it.
Matter of fact, Sanjeev, we need you to be the Anthony tracker. Track us. Let us know every week and pop in, do a segment on how Anthony is doing. All right. Bandito says Europa. All the cool kids watch football on Thursday. Yep, Channel 5. Bandito knows Nacho's on the trustworthy list, and see you later, boys. Got to go into a staff meeting. Big up yourself, Bandito. Shouts.
Yeah. I just looked at the Premier League table. We're 8 points behind Villa in 8th. Villa's not having Villa's only won 2 of the last 5. It's possible, man. It's possible. You got Brighton's won 2 of the last 5. Fulham's won 1 of the last 5. Brentford's won 2 of the last 5. It's possible that we can get up there, dude. There's no way we make top 4, but there's possible we can make Europe. So if we can get somebody in that can score some goals, this defense I think can shore up a game. It doesn't. I'm confident we can get you. I'm not overly confident, but I'm confident we could get you.
I'm not. To be honest, I don't feel outside of the money. that we would get, I'm not looking towards it. I'm not even thinking about it. I think the best chance for us to do anything is win Europa League. I feel that United, and just clip me up when I say this, I feel like United is that kind of team to win Europa League. We're that kind of misfit, ne'er-do-well, knockout football team that could beat an Arsenal, and the FA Cup. And any game that's going to go to a replay, a second leg, or it's going to go to extra time and penalties, and both teams are tired at the end, or whatever the case may be, we can win that. So lock me in for saying we can win that. I didn't care about the FA Cup. I care about it now. If we don't win the FA Cup, fine. I'm okay with us not winning that. I would love to win that. But if we win Europa, I'm telling you, I think we can. Different kind of Anthony, but Anthony Martial played 17 games straight and scored. Listen, Sanjeev, I've been telling these men about Anthony Martial for weeks now. But because he plays in Greece, it doesn't matter. He plays alongside Levi Garcia, Trinidadian striker, who also scores a lot of goals. But they don't care about that. Ain't that right, Cheese? Cheese says, "Wah."
No one cares
I don't
about
know.
Anthony Martial.
But shouts to Martial doing his thing out there in Greece.
I tell you one thing though,
rant and rave about McTominay's 6 goals. So they're 7 and 17. Shout to both of them.
Oh, he was man of the match of the weekend.
Yeah, shouts to both everybody that used to play with United, except for Paul Ince.
One thing I do love though is like when players leave Man United, like everyone raves about them when they score a goal, but no one ever gives a shit when they're not doing anything. It's always like, oh, we shouldn't have sold him. Shouldn't have sold him. What? He scored 7 goals. Okay, in Greece. Okay. Anthony can go and kill it at Real Betis. I don't really care. It's Real Betis. They play teams that are like worse than Southampton. So I don't really care where they're not a Man United anymore. It doesn't bother me anymore. I don't want them back. We're not going back in the past. I don't want Paul Pogba back. I don't want Tomine. I don't want Jesse Lingard. But we know, we need to move forward and not backwards. And with this new manager, yeah. So, I'm just, I'm looking at next month. As of right now, we got 5 games next month, 4 weeks. As of right now, that could change. Obviously, that will change soon when they, if we don't slip up on Thursday and, get out the automatic promotion place in Europa. But as of right now, 5 games, more training time, get these players used to. And one of the things I did like, I will give credit to Rasmus Højlund on this one though, is Amorim said that because of their lack of training time, they're so focused on being told what to do and the positions to be in, there's no time for players to make connections, like they do in training. So it's all well and good to say cross the ball into Rasmus Højlund, but Rasmus Højlund isn't having that connection with his wingers and his people up front, so he doesn't really know where to run onto. And I saw it evidently today when I was watching YouTube and Rooney and Ronaldo clip came on. Those two just knew where the other player was. They just knew. And I do feel sorry a little bit for Rasmus Højlund because he runs his ass off so much and runs into spaces, and he just doesn't get the service. And I think with a little more training and a little more knowing what a first team is, rather than being what it has been over the last month and a half of just players coming in and the team being all over the place, I think he can create more of a connection. But right now, I would just put, like somebody that could just play at the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
it makes a big difference though, a connection with the players on your team.
Yeah, I mean these guys have played together for a while now, so like it's not like I get what Amorim's saying, and this is kind of where I have a little issue with him. It's like there's no time to do anything, and it's like, yeah, that's what you signed up for, bro. Like we decided to come in the middle of the season, and you're coming to a team that plays in Europe and is also in now we're in one other cup competition. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, you kind of got to figure that way out. I don't think that's really something. Your comparison's cool, but it's like we're talking about Rasmus Højlund here. You know what I'm saying? Rasmus Højlund he has work. There's work to be done for him.
Yeah.
There's work to be done for Garnacho. I think the only product that I've been happy of seeing so far, like consistently, has been Amat. Even when he's not scoring or assisting, he still looks good. He still looks like he's making things happen. So why can't all of them get on that page? Get on that page where, like, hey, even if I'm not having the best game, I'm still looking like I'm making stuff happen. I'm still getting involved in the game. I'm still not out of the game. Plenty of times these guys are just out of the game. Like, heads drop. Kobe recently has been out of the game. He's just been head gone. He looks lost a lot of the times out there. And I love that kid. I love that kid. I think he's going to be great. But and this is kind of what comes with it. And we hyped you up. This is what kind of comes with it too. It's going to be those times. But that's what you signed up for, Amorim. I'm sorry to say, but to tell me that does nothing. You have to figure it out. You have to figure out the time, and hopefully these less games, hopefully we can get a little stretch. Maybe we don't need to be in Europe next year for this reason alone.
Yeah.
I mean, we need the money, but maybe we don't need, if we're going to build a cohesive team with actually getting some signings in the summer, then you'll have a preseason and, one less tournament to worry about.
No, yeah, I can see that could be a positive, kind of like doing what Chelsea did, and what a couple of, they didn't have Europe, or kind of like what they're doing this year, where they're not playing any of their main people in the Conference League that they're playing. Could be a good thing, but I would be a little more concerned with who we could sign if we weren't in Europe. That would be my only downfall, because a lot of players, if we're in Europa, we'll get somebody like Osman because he's used to not playing in the Champions League, so we could get somebody like that. Whereas if we're not in Europe at all, it's a big ask for a big name player or a decent name player to come in and, not sign for Man United. So that's my only concern. It's a catch-22 either way.
Yep. Can't do if you damn if you do, damn if you don't. Couple comments here. Tremendous uphill battle to stay in the Prem, bro. We're staying in the Prem. We're staying in the Prem. Like that's not happening. Spurs is lower than us now. I think we're 5 points clear of Spurs.
We are. Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like we'll be fine.
For us to get relegated, we would have to lose every single game. And Wolves and Ipswich are both on 16 points. We're on 29. It's not happening. It's like, it's just.
Apparently, we're registered our 60-year-old goalkeeper coach to start on the bench over Rashford. So that's like a new sign-in. Thank you, Sanjeev. But thank you. Amber did not sign up for relegation ball. Did I say that already? No. It's just you in relegation. You're going mad.
We're closer.
Who the fuck are we signing in this transfer window? Dorgu.
We're closer to 7th than we are the relegation.
Chelsea trying to finesse us again with Nkunku. Yes.
Well, the thing is with Nkunku, though, if he comes on loan, sorry, Mikey, if he comes on loan and he gets injured, we could just send him back. So it's not a bad deal all in all, because he's only on loan. He's only on loan. But it's not that bad of a deal, because if he keeps getting injured, he just goes back. And it's like, okay, if we don't take him, then we don't have anyone. If we take him and he does okay, good for us. And if he doesn't do okay and keeps getting injured, we just send him back. So it's not. I think it's an okay deal to do. I don't think it's the greatest, but it's not a bad deal.
If you say, hey, you get an injury-riddled Nkunku or nothing, then yeah. If that's the comparison there, then 100%. But I just feel it's a waste of a loan deal, because like, we can go for somebody that possibly plays.
Who would you go for a loan deal? Because you can't get Osman on loan because he's
not sure. But I wasn't thinking about Nkunku before this week. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about him at all. He just popped up into the conversation. No, I'd go get Danny Welbeck. Like how?
Oh, please no! Please don't say that.
Casey once, I'd go get Danny Welbeck. At least he plays.
He's still injury prone too.
He plays. He plays more than Nkunku and makes less.
Now, I did see one person by Sports News today that a certain team is looking to send out on loan that we were interested in a couple of years ago. Evan Ferguson, Brighton.
Oh yeah, what happened to that dude? He fell off.
Oh, he fell off big time.
I haven't heard
So,
that name in a while, bro. He was the talk of the town. He was the toast of the yeah. What happened to him?
yeah, he had a
Where
lot
is
of
he now?
injuries and fell off.
Where is he now?
Still at Brighton. They want to send him out on loan though.
Buried. Yeah. Wow, not you too, Mikey. Bro, listen, I don't want Danny Welbeck. I don't. But if we're gonna get Nkunku, all right, and they're both not gonna play, at least I know Danny Welbeck will play. He'll sell shirts. He'll sell shirts. Come on now. A Danny Welbeck shirt in 2025? That's money. I'm doing 3D chess here. You ain't on. I'm thinking about shirt sales. You over here thinking about goals. What's goals? What's a goal?
Yeah, for me, there isn't really anybody that you could go out and get on loan. Either Evan Ferguson, but not doing anything at Brighton. So, and Kunku's not Chelsea really. Very injury prone. Evan Ferguson's really injury prone. And then the lower league teams, they're just not going to loan out any of their strikers because they're fighting for battle for relegation. So none of the top teams are going to, loan Man United a player. So you'd have to go abroad, and I just don't see anybody that could come in 6 months and give us 10, 15. I just don't see anybody.
That's a tough ask for anybody to do. Coming into a new team,
Yeah.
that's not like top 30 or 40 odd striker in the world, right? They come in and automatically give you, especially then you could multiply that if they come from outside of the Premier League, that's just even tougher then. So I don't know. Saeed, Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips, go to hell. That's a great idea for Welbeck, bro. Stop. I was joking about Dan Welbeck, bro.
Stop looking in the past, jeez. You and your
definitely.
Martial. He loves Martial.
I loved Martial too until he just couldn't go for us anymore. He had 90 goals for us and didn't play half of like a whole season. He had 90 goals. Shouts to him. He has 90 goals more than I do for Man United. So there you go. Yeah. Once again, it's just tough. It's just we're in a tough space, bro. Once again, like I said last week, we were a team that would be like, people probably don't want to come to us or kind of on the fence about it, and they're like, hey, well, here's money. Here's money. Do you want to come now? And then they will come. We've done that. We've done that to ourselves. Rasmus Højlund is on. We paid $73 million for him. $73 million for a kid that never played in this league before. And now we're turning around and we're saying, oh, well, he shouldn't be leading the line at Man United. Like, yeah, you think? He's young as hell. He's never scored over 20 goals where he came from. So what the hell was the point here? We did that to ourselves. We've done this to ourselves.
I wouldn't mind spending $70 million on him if we already had a Kane up front that could help him grow into a main striker. The kid was thrown into the limelight and had no one to kind of help him grow. The only person that could have helped him grow ended up leaving after 4 months, which was Ruud van Nistelrooy.
He wasn't thrown. He signed for that money. He signed for it. He accepted a deal to Man United.
No, I meant he was like, we threw him into the limelight because we had no striker.
He knew we didn't have a striker. He knew all of this. He knew
Rasmus Højlund.
Yes, Rasmus Højlund. Hey,
no, I know that, but we can't blame it. Like I still think if we had a striker, if we had a main striker that was good, and he came into that, we could have groomed into a good center forward. I think it would have been, the story would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean,
I still think he could become a good player.
Spending $73 million on a project though is like now in retrospect. I'm speaking in retrospect because at the time we're like a little excited for the kid, but like now in retrospect it's like, what the hell were we thinking?
Let's not forget how much we spent on Amad Diallo though.
$30 million.
Yeah,
30
That
million
kid
for
only played
𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀.
like a certain amount of games. Like, no, I
And
get it, but it took him a while to get where he is. He had to go to Rangers. He had to go, he
Ten
had
Hag did this. Ten Hag, we would have had him a year sooner if it wasn't for Ten Hag. He tore it up in Sunderland, and what do we do? Stick him on the bench. He
yeah.
scored in, I want to say it was in a European match right before we sent him to Sunderland.
Yeah, he with the back header. The ball came up.
Yeah,
Backwards.
right
Yeah.
before we sent him, I said, bro, play this kid.
I
Yeah, he's
think
a
at
little
Sunderland
scrawny.
though, that really
That
made
built
him
him up.
into the player that he is today. Though he had
That
to
built
do
him
that.
up. Yep.
Yeah, and
I
that's
felt
why I
like
wish we'd sent. I let the left back that Alvaro Fernandez. I wish he'd gone out again on loan for one more year before we ended up selling.
he believes in himself, and like I can't be mad at a player that wants to. Like, no, I need to be playing first team football. I'm ready to go now. And I thought he was ready to play now. At the time, I was like, yeah, he's ready. I mean, he just needs the games. He needs the games. He's not getting the games. Ten Hag's not giving him the games, so he goes. It's like, of course. So once again, not too short. We just in a bad place, bro. This is actually very new to me, bro. Shout out Saeed.
What
Um,
due to the money situation?
Yeah, we're just new to not having our way.
Yeah.
We're so used to having our way. But I brought up the Højlund signing because that's like one of the 10 most that we've spent on players that haven't succeeded here yet. The two highest was Pogba and
Lukaku.
and Anthony. Pogba's 95 and Pogba's 91 was 100 on the head, and Anthony's like 97 when it's all finished. But
I know
Pogba won
Lukaku
something
is
here.
up there too with like
He's like
78.
he's like sixth. But like that guy gave us 30. He gave us 40 something goals in 2 seasons. Like we got goals. Pogba gave us. We got a European title with him. It might not be a Champions League. We haven't gotten anything with it, but like outside of FA Cups. So not saying that they paid back they didn't pay back anything. None of these guys that I'm naming, but we just bad recruitment, bad spending. Now we've bad spent ourselves into a bind to where we're thinking about, oh, maybe Patrick Dorgu, maybe he'll be good. I don't know.
Well, that's like I said, I'm not too fussed about a loan deal with him. Doesn't work out, he just goes back to Chelsea and sign it. So it's not that big of a deal. Chelsea are just trying to get rid of everyone. They just sent their centre back, one of their young centre backs, to Juve today. They're just trying to get rid of everybody.
They're smart, man.
Yeah, something's coming towards them, and they're trying to, get rid of money off their bucks too. So, I know they can't sign anyone without selling anyone because they're restricted with FFP right now. So it is everybody is restricted. Everyone like Real Madrid ended up doing what Man United used to do in the 90s, and they would usually wait for a player to be in the last year and then get them on the cheap. Robin van Persie, and so maybe we need to go back to that. But I would be just as happy next year if we could go get 4 or 5 players that cost 20-30 million that our coach likes, rather than 2 or 3 players on 60 million. I'm more than happy just to go get young talent that can mold into good.
I need to compile a list of players at the end of their contracts for next year, or the end of this is their last season playing at their club, or they're on their 1 year or whatever the case may be. I need to compile and see who's the best out of those to get, because there's some signings that could be had. There's some money that's there that we could spend one summer. The operation now is, 𝙊𝙍𝙀 say, is get to summer, don't get relegated. That's it. So whatever we got to do with that case, if we need to sign in Nkunku just to say we signed a striker on loan, then we do that. And hopefully he proves us wrong and he comes in, he smashes in 15 goals, scores against, and then we could play next year and score against Chelsea. It'd be great. It'll be great. Or he blows his Achilles on the first day. Who knows? We're in between all of that for everybody. So I don't want to wish that on
anybody in here. We can hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe if you're not currently subscribed. Saeed, I believe you may be new in here. It's nice to have you in here.
I think I
Um,
know Saeed.
oh, glad you commented. I'm glad you're in here. If you could hit the follow button, that would be great. And we are live every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We are working on some more shows, but definitely everyone, if you could hit that thumbs up, it does work for the algorithm for us. Um, Anything else you want to add to the rest of the show?
Good Lord, what made you say Bonnie Blue? And oh my God, this guy's a demon. What made you say that? I just looked up who that was. I thought I knew who it was, and I was dead right. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what we should sign up top. Don't Google who those people are.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But but
I just
yeah,
looked that up too. Jesus,
yeah.
why did I look?
Don't Google there. But yeah, our front office is trashed. That's a grand. Ineos is sus from Mark Cheeseman. Um, I think I'll say with the Anthony signing, they have bought me back a little bit because that was some shrewd business from them. That was a shrewd bit of business to find a deal to get that guy off. No, like knowing how bad he's been.
Yeah.
Like that was a good bit of business to get them to spend 84%. And like I don't know how they found that out of anywhere. So I think they're trying, bro. I think they're trying. Do I trust them fully? We'll see. Time will tell. It's gonna take time. They are part owners now, so it's gonna take time. But Glazers out is always gonna remain. It's always gonna remain. It never goes away.
So one
It
thing
never.
I want to touch on before we go, I know very dear to your heart. Um, it looks like the government are going to fund the area around Old Trafford, not the stadium. But from what I'm hearing, United are paying for the stadium. The government are going to fund the bars, the parks, stuff around the stadium. So it looks like I believe that there may be an announcement about something happening on Wednesday. So it's a little better than not funding the stadium, but from United's perspective, Barcelona just got out of a hell of a lot of trouble by pre-selling their box seats, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
For how much was it?
I don't know how much it
Over
was,
$1
but
billion, I believe they got for them. So, if you're gonna go because the new stadium's gonna have them, you're gonna have a biggest TV in Europe above your stadium, which is then gonna bring in advertisement. You can sell naming rights. Old Trafford brought to you by FedEx,
oh
let's
my
say.
God.
But it's still Old Trafford. It's still Old Trafford. You know, you're going to get some money there. I just, if United are going to get out of this debt, that stadium needs to start to be built by October. I'm not selling the name, but I'm on about you got the TV, you got the rights for up there. You can put commercials up on that massive screen like they have at SoFi. And then you've got everything else that you could possibly do within that area, you know. But what's your thought on the new stadium and the surrounding area?
So the mayor before said no because they asked at one point in time. They said, "Hey, is it possible that the people can pay for some of this because we're going to make it the Wembley
Wembley
of
of
the
the
North?" So and they were like, "No, go to hell. We don't have money for that." And then he came out and said it. We're not going to do that. Now, what's being said is there's going to be some public investment for infrastructure. These are very nebulous terms, right? What does that mean for me? What does that mean? Okay, we're going to pay the bars and the pubs and da da da. Cool. And we're also going to do the brick patterning and this. We'll do the the what's the thing called, the foundation that the club has to be on. We'll re-brick the roads. I need to see. While United will finance the stadium itself, public funds could be allocated to support infrastructure improvements and development within the stadium district. Just need to see. I'm not a fan of people paying for this stuff. They do it to us here in the States. And
Yeah.
I watch people that live in the downtown area have to fund something that they don't go to. They do not go to. Everybody's a Falcons fan here.
Yeah.
And if you look around here in Atlanta, there's so many homeless people. You could throw a stone in any direction, it'll hit one of them. But yet we have
The
this
same as Pittsburgh. Yeah.
we have this five. Oh, we're bad. We're up there with LA and New York. But I don't know what Pittsburgh's like. But you know what it's like then. But we have this $5 billion thing that people can't afford to even go to. So that's our biggest thing with them here. Do I want them to improve the place? Yes. I've been to Old Trafford. Wasn't very impressed with the area, I will say. I loved it for its history and for all of those things, but objectively speaking, it's not the nicest looking area in the world. Hence why it's dirty old town, blah, blah, blah. We get it. I enjoy the place. I love the place, but I get it. So, if they do the right thing and they spend the money on it, any else could be good in my books. But the fact that you asked the mayor and the mayor had to say, hell no. Because if the mayor was a dirty bastard, he could have been like, yeah, sure. We'll give you 30% like they did down there in London 2012.
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe the NFL comes in and pays for it. Now they can have games in Manchester.
Well, that's the thing. If
Saudis
they're
do
going
it,
to build a new,
they could do Riyadh season when they want to do boxing.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. If they build, because they're going to build, it's from what I'm hearing, Old Trafford it's done. Their main goal is to build a new stadium, not refurbish Old Trafford, which is fine with me, and I understand what people don't like that. And no one can come at me and say, "Oh, you've never been to Old Trafford." No, I've been to Old Trafford, and I've taken my young kid my son to Old Trafford, so I've experienced that also. I'm just ready for a new stadium and what a new stadium would bring when it comes to money to this team. Because you're right. If you put something similar to what Real Madrid have in, where they lower the pitch, you've now made this stadium into a sports or entertainment stadium instead of a soccer stadium. Football for the people winning.
Oh, I can't believe you said that.
I say it here because because people don't. But when I say football here, it's just that I have to get used to saying soccer here. When I go home,
never say soccer.
Huh?
I never say soccer.
If I say football here, people instantly go. Those people like yourself that think real football is something that carries in the hand. What I call it.
Hey man, the ball's a foot long.
Uh-huh.
That's why it's football. It's not about your foot. It's about the distance of the ball.
I guess you could say for both. Foot long and use your feet in the game.
They're great. They're both great sports. I love them both. Yeah. But yeah, I've never heard you say that before. It sounded kind of funny. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But so for me, it's so much money that
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with it. I'm with that, bro. I never want to make it seem like I'm against us because it's gonna make us. I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to it. Something rubs me the wrong way because there's 19,000 people that live in the vicinity of that place.
I would be okay with them taking a loan and Man United paying it back once the stadium's done. Man United
don't need to pay back nothing else. We don't need no more debt. We don't need to owe anybody anything else.
Yeah, but how much money do you think? Right. Okay. How much money? You spend $2 billion building that new stadium, right? How long do you think it takes to get that money back? 2 seasons?
Nah.
Are you sure? With advertisement, selling of box seats, tickets, hundreds of thousand seat stadium, sports venues that have to pay to go there.
There's a lot of hidden costs though outside of that has to be accounted for, right? So like, I don't know if it's gonna be 2 years. So just a basic thumb of business is like, just anything takes a little bit of time to come back. So yeah. I don't know if it'll be 2 years, maybe 5 or 4 years. But like I said, they might do Riyadh season and Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua at the new Old Trafford. Come on down, get your tickets.
Tyson Fury is a United fan.
Bam! That's gonna be the fight of the year. No matter, that could be 5 years from now. That could be 3 years from now. That could be fight of the year, and it's gonna be in Wembley of the North with the Manchester boy. And that'll get them all their money back. We don't know. So you're right. It could be 2 years.
That's for me. I think building a new Old Trafford is a priority, and if we want to get out of debt.
So. That's sad that it took us to What are we gonna do with Old Trafford? Then?
For me, I would lower it and turn it into the women's and youth academy stadium.
So what do you do with the sports village that they play at now?
What, the training ground? What, I would get rid of that. Just get rid of that.
Okay.
And but you know, you just think of that. You've got like a huge parking area, like with parks and bars. You got the new Old Trafford, and then you lower it to about 30,000, and then you got the women and youth academy all in one section. A nice looking area.
Yeah, I'd give him like 40 or 50, 45,000.
Well, you know, when I say 30, you know, I
Yeah.
mean just bring those top tier stands down and make it one level.
No, I say that just to encourage people to come see the women's game.
Yeah.
Because I think when you do have the smaller arenas, smaller attendances, it kind of it's not sexy enough for some people. Need to see that, right? Like me, I'm gonna watch the game when I can catch it. But some people will see, like, for example, Al-Nassr played 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀 like last week. And I was watching that game, and I started. First off, I don't know half of those guys play for either team outside of the marquee players. And then I started looking around to the stadium. I'm like, yo, nobody's at this game. Like, why am I watching it? Why am I watching it on the other side of the planet? If nobody that's in the place that can go there is watching it, I'm good. It was not enough allure there. So I think, you know, for that reason, to build the game, maybe 45, but you know, it's just an idea.
Well, that's another episode of the 1878 United Fan Zone. We'll be back tomorrow with those casual Reds, and then on Thursday will be another game day comment, like talking straight after the game. We do have a very important game this weekend on Thursday, should I say, and then Sunday we play, is it, I believe, Palace on Sunday?
Ooh.
I think we got.
Yeah, it is Palace.
Yeah, we have Palace at the weekend.
Yeah.
Palace
We got FCSB,
yep,
which is Romania.
and they need to win the game. They're sitting right on the cusp to get automatic promotion. So they need to win the game to get automatic promotion. So it's not going to be an easy game.
Is it to get automatic promotion or to get the bye?
With a bye.
Yeah.
Not
the
promotion.
get us the promotion.
Yeah, it's a bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking.
A win will get us the bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The win. I think because we're fourth in the Europa League, which we never thought we'd start saying when Ten Hag was in.
It's insane.
Limerick lad will be on tomorrow. So.
Well, did he just tell you that?
He's in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my boy Mark. Yeah, I got a few. Also bring that one dude on. Bring that one other dude that's always asking me if I've been to Old Trafford and telling me that I need to wait outside for milk. Because I said that we just wanted you to paint and fix the gaps in Old Trafford. That's all we wanted. So, I don't know. Bring that guy on. Harrison. I think his name is Dave. Whatever. That's not important.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, and then we'll see you on Thursday.
Peace out, everybody, man. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Like, comment, subscribe.